Okay, we're going to do a little demonstration here on how to pack up some equipment. This is the way I pack up the stuff, and I've been doing this for years. Before I start packing, I get some sawhorses and I put my board on top of this, and this helps me use, like, say if I'm going to do a bunch of packing for a trip where I got 3 or 4 boards, I set it all up with a pair of sawhorses. Okay, this is the extra materials I like to pack up my boards with. I get some rail material. Our boards are shipped with these in the boxes, so if you order one of our new boards, save your rail material for whenever you do international travel or domestic for any kind of airline travel. This right here is the cushion that I got in one of my old board bags. If you ever get something like this, use this to put on the bottom of your board. And then here is our 5/4 board bag that we're going to use. And it's got padding on the rails and top and everything, but I always recommend doing extra padding on your boards when you're traveling. Okay, so I put this up on sawhorses. This is the 4.9 60 liters. I've taken one of my cushions that I take out on all of my trips, so I use this all the time now, as I grabbed it from about 5 years ago or whatever. So if you find anything like this, these come in very handy for doing when you're shipping and trying to go on an airline. So I'm putting it around the nose and the tail, because this is normally where your board gets dinged, on the nose, the tail, and the rails. And it's covering the bottom also. Now I've got it up on my sawhorses. To make this easier, I do this a lot when I'm going on a trip. Now I put this rail material, which comes with our boards when you buy one of the new boards in the box. Always try to save this rail material if you ever get it, because this stuff I've been recycling. This is going on 6 or 7 trips probably already, but this is really good for keeping your rails protected. Don't think that just your board bag is going to protect your board. Put a little bit of extra stuff. On the deck side, you don't worry about it as much because you've got a deck pad to protect it, help protect it. So the bottom is more critical when you're packing your board. Okay, this is our 4.9 or 410 board bag. We're going to try and put our 4.9 our production board with this 80 cm mast and a really big front wing into this board bag, and then weigh it and see if it's possible to make our 4.9 60 liter board fit into this board bag. Go over and see if this is going to squeeze into this board bag. Okay, it's going to be a tight fit. So as you can see, this 4.9 is not really going to fit into this 410 board bag with the amount of cushion that I would like to put on it, the extra amount of cushion. You could maybe close the zipper, and it would be very hard to do this, but you're kind of pushing your luck with trying to put a 4.9 in the 410 board bag. Plus, we still want to put our mast in there, so that would cause it to be even harder to get it together. Okay, we tried to fit this 4.9 into the 410 board bag with the necessary rail pad and stuff. It's not going to fit. It's not going to be easy to close the zippers. You might break your zippers or whatever. We just weighed it to it and only weighed 30 pounds with all of this stuff. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take the 5/4 board bag, put it in there, and see if we can get it to close all up and how much it weighs. Okay, so as a day bag, this is fine for fitting your 4.9. But as for the 410 board bag, to actually put rail padding and everything on there to ship on an airline, I wouldn't recommend it. So this is the 5/4 board bag, which fits our 5.0. That's the 410 board bag, which fits our 4.6 and 4.9. So what we're going to do is we're going to pack it in the 5/4 board bag, give it a little weigh in and see how much she weighs and how easy it is to pack it. So let's open up the 5/4. Here's our board that we've already wrapped with the rail pad, a little bit of a bottom cushion. You could even, now since we're in a bigger board bag, you could reinforce the nose and tail even more. I would recommend putting a little bit more rail pad or cardboard or something on your nose and tail. Now, we put this in there just for a little test bit. And we're like, oh yeah, this thing's gonna fit perfect. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna be good. So now what I recommend is you take all your gear that you want to put on there, like we've got our foil and our mast. We're going to tape that to the board. Okay, so I got a brand new mast. It's got the mast cover on it. I'm not even going to take the cardboard off. I put it in place. I like to put the plate hanging off of the tail here. This way it kind of doesn't, it makes the board bag a little bit thinner, plus it kind of protects the tail of your board. Like this, if something gets slammed there, you're kind of protecting it. Now this is a really big front wing. We put the biggest one we could find, which is our GT 2200. Still got the cover on it. Here's a little tail wing. And what I do is I tape everything together so that nothing is moving and gets out of position in your board bag and then can cause a ding to happen easily. Out of this mast so it doesn't move anywhere. Now we've got the whole kit, you know, you could put an extra front wing easily, a couple extra front wings, tail wings, whatever. Now the key with this is you keep your fuselage kind of equidistant so it's gonna, you know, fit inside your board bag. I would pick up all of this, throw it in our board bag, just like that, and looks like, God, we could throw in some wings, you know, some extra, you know, what the heck, maybe we'll just throw in an extra wing in here for the heck of it and then weigh it out. Let's check it out. Since we think we're pretty far under our weight limit, we're trying to stay under 50 pounds, we're going to throw our pump in here. I recommend disconnecting your hose because they get all kinked up in there. There's a good chance that you're going to break your hose. So try and disconnect your hose, slide it in there somewhere. Now when I do my wings, I kind of like to use this as extra padding. Like when I'm kiting or winging, I throw it on top of my board, kind of. You could throw like your wetsuits or whatever in the nose and tails. I do that a lot when I got my wetsuits, just to have extra padding on the nose. Nose and tails. Okay, when you're zipping up your board bags, don't force your zippers. That's a good way to blow your zippers out and you're right ready to do your trip and your zipper's all messed up. So don't force the zippers, try and finesse them. Okay. We got our whole kit in here with the pump, with the 4.5 wing. There it goes. Okay, I weighed 165.5 on this thing, so we're gonna check what the difference is. Now we're at 206.2. So we're right at about 40 pounds right now, 41 pounds for this whole bag with all of our gear. So we're underneath our minimum, our maximum of 50 pounds. So you could throw this in there too. This probably weighs less than half a pound. Now let's get a tape measure and we'll see how big this bag really is. All right, we're gonna measure our board bag. What does it measure out at? Right now we're at about, comes out right at about 5'4", 5'5". So somewhere about there. So if you're trying to stay under the 5-foot limit for some airline for some reason, you're not going to make it with this board bag. But all airlines are different, so you have to know what their policy is. Like it used to be $150 for a board bag. Now they've changed it to where it's Your first bag is this, your second bag is that, your third bag is that, and it doesn't matter how big it is. Normally, for excess board bags on different companies have to be under 70 pounds. Some of them are under 50 pounds. If you're on Alaska, it's under 100 pounds. So there's all different airlines. You have to know what your excess baggage fees are going to be. Okay, we got everything inside there. It all looks nice and neat. We're weighing at 41 pounds. We have a 4.5 hand wing, a 2200 front wing, an 80 cm plate mast, a pump, a 4.9 board, and a tail wing. So you could probably add quite a bit more in there, your wetsuits and stuff, and still try to stay under 50 pounds.